Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. And in this video, I actually want to talk about a scenario that I was, thinking about just the other day, and that is that maybe XRP will actually make the altcoin market drop. Now, I know that sounds insane, and I know many of you are not going to agree with what I have to say, but I'm going to show some proof, and I think XRP will start dropping very, very soon, and I think this drop will make the altcoins go down, and it will bring Bitcoin dominance above 64% again. And we are not in QE yet, which means that QT is still, right now, so it could go up, Bitcoin dominance could continue going higher, and I think it will, but of course that's just my opinion, and maybe this scenario is not going to play out. Now let me explain what I'm talking about. So first, I need you to look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, and as you can see, we are almost oversold on the 4-hour chart. Now why is this bad? Well, because the last time we were oversold, or at least almost oversold on the 4-hour, was down here when we were at about 58%. Now of course you could say right here we were not oversold, so let's just jump to where we were oversold. And as you can see, the last time we got to the oversold territory was when Bitcoin dominance was at 56%. After that, it proceeded to go up to like 64% in a matter of like 2 or 3 weeks. And right now we are about to get to the oversold territory again, and this continues. I mean, even here, when we got to this low right here at about 54%, we got to the oversold territory, and then we had a bounce, and we had a bounce above the bull market support band. Speaking of the bull market support band, we are still above it, and it looks like we are about to have a cross on it, and the green line will go above the red line, and this is not good for the altcoins because this means that Bitcoin dominance will most likely continue going higher, and what do you know, the next Fed meeting is in about, let's say, 5 weeks from now, which means that Bitcoin dominance could continue going up for another 5 weeks, and if that happens, it would make sense to get a cross on the bull market support band right now, because, by the time we get to the Fed meeting, we could get another cross, and, that could be bullish for the altcoin market. Now, why was I talking about XRP? Well, there's a good reason for this. As you know, XRP has gone up about 900% in the last 3 months or so, and I've talked about this in my XRP video. Of course, not many people watch that video because, I don't usually make XRP videos, but you have to know what's going on with this. And also, what does XRP have to do with Cardano? Well, XRP right now is in top 3 crypto. It almost has the market cap of Ethereum, which means that if it drops, Bitcoin dominance will get a huge move to the upside. So yeah, I don't have that many news about ADA, which means that I have to talk about something else, but keep in mind, XRP, pretty much, if it drops, then Cardano will also drop, just because it has a very huge market cap right now. And let me explain why I think it will drop. Now, like I said, I've explained this in yesterday's XRP video, but not many people watched it, so let me explain it again very, very soon. As you know, or maybe you don't know, I predicted this XRP move like 6 weeks ago, well actually 6 months ago, because XRP got to this, RSI level on the weekly, and it only got to these RSI levels about 5 times in the past, and each time it did that, it went up like thousands of percentages. So yeah, right now we did the exact same thing. However, if you look at what we did after we went up a lot, well actually let me put that on the chart, it's this right here. As you can see, the first time we went up about 900%, then we went up 80,000%, then we went up 1,000%, and then we went up another 1,000%. And I mean, yeah, this is not really surprising, we did this multiple times. However, if you look at what happened after these pumps, you should be a bit concerned, because as you can see, after all of these pumps, we always had a 70% drop in a matter of like 2 months. And I think the same thing will happen again, and I would not be surprised if it did. And it would make sense considering the fact that XRP got to the overbought territory on the weekly, and the last time it did that was up here, and then after that it dropped like 70%. And I mean, the time before that it was up here, and as you can see, it dropped like 73% in a matter of like days. So right now, if we do the exact same thing, XRP could drop like 70% from this high right here, and that would put us at about $1, or maybe somewhere between, maybe below $1 or so. And if that happens, then the whole market will drop. And I think a fall like that will actually make QE start, so we kind of want to see that happen. I'm sorry if you hold XRP right now, and I'm sorry if I'm too bearish for you, but this is just something that you need to know because it always happened in the past, and I think there is a chance that it happens again. Now, I know this is not an XRP video, I know this is a Cardano video, but if this happens, then Cardano will most likely drop as well. And speaking of Cardano, I mean, where could it drop? Well, it could drop to the 0.618 support level again, and we could test the 50 cent level again before we start going up. Keep in mind, we are about to have a cross in the bull market support band. I've already talked about this multiple times. Now, we do have a 1-2 setup on the chart, and as you can see, we are trying to stay above the bull market support band right now. Cardano is actually going up, but it's going up very slowly, and usually when this happens, when it's going up slowly, we usually get a big move to the downside after that. So this could turn into some kind of ABC structure, and here's a support zone in case that happens. And keep in mind, if we get below 61 cents, then the chances of us getting another low in the second wave right here will only increase. Now, like I said, a double bottom, scenario is likely, and we'll see if that happens or not. If we don't get a double bottom, and if we actually get another low, I mean, we could even drop to like 38 cents first before we continue with the third wave of the third wave. And that would not be the worst scenario in the world as long as we stay above the 0.786 support level, so you have to keep that in mind. Now, of course, the second wave right here already has an ABC structure, so it could be in, but like I said, Bitcoin dominance could go higher because we are still in QT, we are not in QE, so yeah, you have to be aware of this scenario. Now, for a more bullish scenario, at least a short-term bullish scenario, if we want to, get bullish, we kind of have to get above $1.04 to get to the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup right here to form a third wave, and then we will need a fourth wave move down, and once we get a fifth wave move up, then I will finally be able to confirm that the second wave right here is in, and that we are heading in a third wave of the third wave, which will, this will be the altcoin season that everyone has been waiting for, and this needs to be even more impulsive than the first wave move. So if you want to set up hold support, you can expect a very large third wave of the third wave. And this would make sense because, Bitcoin dominance is at cycle highs right now. Like I said, I don't know if it will start dropping or not. It's really hard to say because this high right here looks very similar to this high. As you can see, before we got the cycle high right here in the previous cycle, we actually had a fake out where Bitcoin dominance dropped a lot. It dropped to the bull market support band, actually a bit below it. And then everybody was thinking that, yeah, this was the beginning of the altcoin season. And then all of a sudden, Bitcoin dominance went up again. It hit a new cycle high in January of the post-halving year, and then it started dropping. In this cycle, it did the exact same thing, but this cycle high, it happened in February and not in January, but it's pretty much the exact same thing. And right now, if we want to actually, start dropping, we should drop below the bull market support band first, and of course that will not confirm that the top is in, but it would be a good, at least let's say, indicator that the top might be in, because we don't usually drop below the bull market support band, and if we do, if we drop like 2 times, that's usually a confirmation that the top is in. So we'll see if that happens or not. Like I said, there are a bunch of scenarios that can happen right now, and the worst one is getting another low, which would not really be the end of the world, because if you look at the Cardano chart, it's still in a similar looking structure to what it was exactly a cycle ago. Now, I've said this multiple times, from an Elliott wave point of view, we are up here, we're actually down here, and from a 4-year cycle point of view, exactly 4 years ago, Cardano was up here. Also, keep in mind, exactly 4 years ago, Cardano went up like 300% in February, and during that time, Bitcoin dominance was actually going sideways. So I'm not saying that this will happen again, but maybe Cardano will actually start going up on its own, maybe not, we'll see if that happens or not. Now, I also want to look at the Ethereum chart. If you look at the Ethereum chart, it got to the oversold territory on the 4-hour, and now it's just going sideways. It's not overbought on the 4-hour, which leads me to believe that if we get a new cycle high on the Bitcoin dominance chart in the next couple of weeks, or maybe in the next couple of days, then I don't think Ethereum will drop that much. As you can see, Ethereum actually dropped to its 0.618 support level of the second wave right here about 3 times, and it reacted to it for about 3 times. So if we get a drop, I'm not expecting Ethereum to drop, I'm just expecting XRP to drop. Now, of course, Ethereum will most likely go down with it, but I don't know if we will get another low or if we will just test the 0.618 support level again. It's really hard to say what will happen. As you can see, we are about to have a cross in the bull market support band, so the next couple of weeks could be painful, but in the long term we should still be fine. Now, if you look at Cardano, if you look at the ADA Bitcoin chart, we are currently fighting with the bull market support band, and it looks like we will have a cross on this chart as well. Also, we got to the overbought territory on the 4-hour, and the last time we did that, we were up here and we were at about 1,100 satoshis. Right now we're at about, let's see, about 800 satoshis, and we are already overbought, which leads me to believe that another, low is possible. And I would not, get my hopes too high right now. To be able to confirm that, this low is in, we kind of need 5 waves up. We have a 1-2 setup on the chart, it seems. So we could start a third, a fourth, and a fifth. And once we get that, yes, I will be able to confirm that the low is in. But until then, this could always drop. So, I mean, the same thing goes for Cardano. It's pretty much the exact same chart. So until we get these 5 waves up, I cannot really confirm that the low is in. And you could be looking at, about 5 weeks of just pain and just some boring sideways price action until we actually get the Fed meeting. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.